First off, just Anthony. As you guys know, he's got a shoulder. I'll get more as I get with the doctors and stuff later on. And then Mo Alley's got a concussion. That's the injuries for the game. All right, without questions.
First quarter, season's usually in quarters. First quarter, obviously, is over. With Anthony only finishing one game out of the 5, is there changing anything or just going?
Yeah, we'll go back and look at the tape. I think, when you have a dynamic player like him, and obviously one of his skill set is a runner, that what makes him really good. The design runs, the design run that he got hurt on, we ran something similar to that last week where he popped it for a big one. And then obviously this week he got the shoulder on that play. So that's stuff that, you got to look at and be smart with, and it's part of the game, and, hope you don't want it to happen for sure.
I realize it just happened and you probably haven't talked to anybody, but do you have any sense on whether it's a serious injury?
Yeah, I don't. I just know he's got the shoulder.
There was a report that the x-ray was negative. Can you confirm that?
I don't know that.
What have you learned about Zach Moss here in the first 5 weeks, 6 weeks?
Shoot, he ran hard. What do you have today? 165. I mean, he ran hard. He had good vision. He popped a few. Obviously, that 3rd and 1, they were in kind of a zero plug look, and he popped it for 50 plus. And then obviously that 3rd down backed up. Great job by the defense getting that stop on 4th down. That was huge. And then to get that 15-play drive, but that 3rd down he caught out of the backfield to go down the sidelines to get some momentum there was huge. But just resilient, running tough, taking care of the football, making big plays for us.
The patience and trust that he has with that offensive line right now, can you just tell us what you observed from that line particularly?
I mean, the line's playing together. I mean, credit to those guys up front, putting in the work every week, and Tony, our line coach, what he's done with those guys week in and week out. They're doing a heck of a job right now, battling like crazy.
He made his season debut today, obviously on a snap count, but what did you think of his performance today?
Shoot, I thought he played well. Obviously he had a few runs and everything, but he had the big screen down the sidelines. That was huge, but it's great to have him back. I mean, like I said, the home run ability that he brings to us, and as we keep going, and next week obviously practicing and getting him going a little more, it'll be good.
What did his presence kind of do, for you in the locker room, even just him kind of being back?
Yeah, I think anytime you get a big-time player like that back in your locker room, obviously it helps everything, right? It helps the energy of the room and all that stuff, and that's what he brings. He brings big playability to this offense, and we're excited to have him.
When you think about complementary football, the stop that Z had in the 4th quarter and then the long drive, just is that what it was going to take to win this game?
That was huge. I told the guys, I said at some point, someone's going to have to make a big-time play in this game, and it's going to be 4 quarters. It's going to be a 4-quarter battle, and that's what that game was. It came down to 4 quarters right there at the end, and we get the big stop, like you said, and shoot, a 15-play drive there. Would have loved to finish it, obviously, offensively, getting the 1st down right there. But then Julian Blackman finishing the game off with the interception. It was a big time.
How important has this defensive front 7 just been to the way you guys have started? The 4th down is one play, but, Henry only had 3.3 yards of carry. It's kind of over and over again.
There's no doubt. They're playing together as one, man. That whole group, obviously, the defensive line, the linebackers, and the DBs are all playing together, but it just keeps showing up. And to hold a guy like Henry to what they did was huge. I mean, he is a big man. I mean, when you see him up close in person, he's the real deal. But credit to our defense, credit to our defensive coaches for getting it done.
It's an offensive line standpoint that Tennessee came in like averaging less than 3 yards, giving up less than 3 yards per carry, holes all day long. How do you feel about the way the offensive line is each other?
Like I said earlier, I mean, they're playing together. I mean, they're doing a heck of a job right now. They're all on the same page. The communications been really good. And then obviously the runner, Zach hitting the holes and seeing it well. I mean, it's impressive to see right now.
How would it that over the Titans? You haven't beat them in a while. First home win in a long time. Division opponent, close game. How big is that for this locker room?
Yeah, I mean, it's huge. I mean, division games, all games are big, but, you want to win championships, you got to win division games. And to get the division win at home against Tennessee was huge, and we got to keep it going. Obviously, we got Jacksonville next week, and get ready for them.
So you guys have been through a lot. I mean, this year, Anthony getting hurt, overtime games, all that. I mean, just what have you learned through those trials?
I think it builds character of your football team. You know what I mean? It kind of, you find out who you are, the resiliency. We talked about that, in Baltimore. Obviously, even last week against the Rams being down 23, coming back, and then finding a way to finish these games, which was huge. Again, I go back to that. Someone's got to make a play, and it's that 4th down stop. We get the 4th down stop. We go on a 15-play drive to bleed all that clock out and leave them, whatever, a minute left with no timeouts. It says a lot about this football team.
Did you say
said it was on a bit of a pitch discount, but just we saw some of the greatness of Zach Moss over the past few weeks, and then we know what JT can do. What do you think with these two guys, this backfield can be?
Oh, that's going to be great. Obviously, it's a great 1-2 punch with both those guys. Zach's seen it well, getting JT back in the fold, his explosive playability. To have those guys back in the backfield is going to be huge moving forward.
Seems like Josh Downs catches almost everything going his way. Just not many rookies hit the ground running like this. So what's allowed him to just fit so well so far?
I think with any rookie that has success early, I think part of it is they have a natural feel on how to play the game. You know what I mean? A lot of those guys that you see make big plays, they made them in college, and then it translates sometimes in the NFL quickly. But again, I've said this before about him. He's got a natural feel on playing that position, catches everything, runs good routes. He's explosive. And then obviously the quarterbacks, both Anthony and Gardner, got a good feel for the way he runs his routes and just find completions to him.
Anthony would have to go through some ups and downs throughout, like as a rookie. Not from a physical standpoint, from an emotional standpoint, how do you help him through this part of it where, obviously he wants to be on the field, wants to play?
Yeah, no doubt. I think, when something happens like that, obviously he hurt his shoulder today, you got to fight through those things, and that's part of this league. You got to have, the conversations that'll build you as a stronger. Sometimes in life with any type of deal, you get nicked up, like, why does this happen to me? You know what I mean? You got to think about the positive and think that obviously something good's going to come out of it in the end.
Bob, last one. Is Gardner the best backup quarterback in the league?
Yeah, to me he is. And I've been around him, and obviously I'm biased, but I've been around him, and I've been around the other guys, but the way he's playing when he comes in, he makes plays for sure.
What makes him so, why is he so good in this kind of situation?
I think he's an elite processor of the game. And when you got a guy that can process the game quickly and make quick decisions, and he's really good, he's accurate, he knows where to go with the football at the right time in the right place, and he's been awesome for us.